Yo, what up guys, it's your boy Williams Fitness back again with another video. I've been wanting to make this video for quite some time now. This video is regarding Nick's Strength and Power. Long story short, Nick's Strength and Power is everything that I hate in this industry. And it's not down to, the content he puts out specifically. He's obviously done he's done very, very well in building his channel. The problem I have is how he built the channel in the first place. Let me explain.
And this is why I included this in my video the other day, is because I felt like, this was a personal matter that had been exposed on another large YouTube channel. And I felt like it shouldn't have been exposed. And I felt like someone needed to, play devil's advocate and defend Callum a little bit.
So, long story short, about 2, maybe 3 years ago, I dropped a video on Blessing Awodaboo, which I entitled The Funniest Bodybuilder on Instagram. It blew up. It went ridiculous. It went crazy. It's like 30-something million views. More views than any other video Nick Strength and Power's got on his channel. A few months go by, Nick Strength and Power does the video. And I thought, okay, I understand why he's done the video. It got views, it got traction. Following from that, you get subscribers, you get, views, you get revenue. Makes sense, does make sense. Then what happened was I started changing the design of my thumbnails. I started putting white text on a red background. And I actually took that from another channel that was doing similar sort of thing as me at the time, but they were doing like smaller bits. And I thought, oh, that looks cool, that stands out. But they do like a little small corner. And I thought, oh, I might do my whole, heading on the thumbnail, the same sort of style. So, hands up, I took that idea from somewhere else, but I made it my own. A few weeks go by, Nick Strength and Power just changes his whole dynamic of the thumbnail design to that. And this went on for months and months and months, and he still does it to today. That's why I changed mine to white on blue, just because I didn't want people to, presume that I didn't want them to click on my video and think it was his, or vice versa. I wanted to stand out. I did not want to be looking the same as anybody else. I didn't have to change anything. I did it because I didn't want to look like his. So fast forward, and bear in mind, over the last 2 years, what happens is I create my videos in the morning because I'm obviously in the UK, and I'm hours ahead of Nick. And that's not his fault. It's just how the time zones work. So when I wake up in the morning, I do my YouTube video, I create my content, I put it out there, and I'm obviously ahead of Nick because he's asleep. What happens is Nick wakes up in the morning, and this is exactly how it goes down. Nick can't even fucking refute this. This is the funniest part about it. He wakes up in the morning, he sees what I've done, Fazzy Fitness or Zen Fitness, and I think there's one other channel, and quite literally either copies one of our 3 thumbnails for the design or the title and then creates the content around it. Nick proactively does quite literally fuck all to research or study anything to do with any of his content, unless it's something unique, like if such and such could have been a bodybuilder. I don't know how that's even a video, but still, he's going to create his own stuff. I've bit my fucking tongue for so long on this absolute scummy little arsehole. It's untrue. Me and Kenny, in fact, the first time me and Kenny started speaking was before we both signed with Generation Iron. And this is the funny thing about it. The beef started going off with Kenny and Nick. And me and Kenny were actually talking. And I'd send Kenny screenshots, and Kenny vouched for this, of my thumbnails and said, look, he's done it again. He's done it again. And this was like end of 2016, beginning of 2017. This is how far back this shit goes. And again, I have not done a video. I've not done a call-out video on him. He's doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. I just think, morally, this guy's an absolute scumbag. For the simple fact that he's just called Kenny KO out for a video on Callum Von Mogler. I'm not trying to rehash this shit. I'm just trying to prove a point. And I don't even think my point needs proving. I think Nick's just proved it for me. So, long story short, Kenny interviews a young girl who's, I think we know the story, we know the background, but in brief, he has a girl on. This girl's obviously reached out to Kenny, I've just had a baby with Callum. Callum's not stepping up to it, rah, rah, rah. Kenny has her on, does an interview, boom. Nick Strength and Power thinks, oh, that's getting a lot of views, and that's exactly how it went down. He did not want to defend Callum at all whatsoever in the slightest, and I stress that very, very much. There was no way on God's green earth that Nick sat there and thought, I need to defend Callum, for the simple fact that it was for views. And I've got the proof now, it was exactly for views. So Nick went on in the video to state that it's not news, it shouldn't be news, the video shouldn't have been created, I need to defend Callum, rah, rah, rah. And Nick created, was it 3 videos on it that wasn't news? And then went on to say that, Kenny was out of order for putting this public to hundreds of thousands of people. Now, we all know that Kenny's he's just shy of, 400,000 followers or subscribers on YouTube. What's Nick on? 800,000. So who really shed the light on the story the most? Wasn't even Kenny, it was Nick. Nick gave and fed the machine of the drama threefold on 3 separate videos. Then went on to state, someone commented on his Instagram, and yes, Nick, I had somebody go on your Instagram. I don't give a fuck, mate. So somebody commented, are you going to do a follow-up video on the Callum Von Mogul thing? Good question. Nick then goes on to say, no, I don't really like Callum as a person. Why did you do the video then, Nick? Let's be real about this. Man the fuck up and just admit you created the video, 1, because you don't like Kenny. That's been made very clear over the past few years, which is fine. You're entitled to that opinion. That's cool. 2, you made it because you saw how many views Kenny was getting on the actual video. You said yourself, it's not news. It shouldn't have been put out there. And you still fed that immorally by putting fuel on the fire, by giving your opinion and your side of a story that you still knew nothing about. Regardless of if it was the pre-video that you did before Callum had spoke or after, you still started creating content and feeding this machine of drama. So for them to say you don't like Callum, but then Callum comments on the second video that you did that was 3-4 minutes long and said, Callum basically thanked you for doing the video. And you're like, oh, it's okay, bro. But then to go on your own comments on your Instagram and say you don't even like Callum as a person. What sort of moral high ground are you taking here? Because I'm very confused. I've got my morals in check. You either didn't want to help Callum and you did it for views, or there's no other option. That's exactly why you did it. And that's exactly why you ran the story for so many days. You ran it hard and you ran it knowing that you'd get a lot of views from it, and views equal revenue. So morally, you did it for money. You did not do it to help Callum because you just said yourself, in your own words, you don't like Callum. So this is the exact problem I have with Nick Strength and Power specifically in the industry. He's basically doing kind of what Louis Marco used to do back in the day. He'd call people out what you'd never seen. He'd probably rarely ever turn up to a convention or whatever. And then it obviously happened with William Bonac, and when he got called out in public, shit his pants. This is why, after the Kenny KO beef with Nick originally, Nick was in Kenny's DMs, basically just kissing arse, because he knew he was going to see him at some point, maybe at the Arnold, at the Olympia or whatever. And Kenny will probably tell you all this himself. If he doesn't do a video on it himself, I'm pretty sure he will. I mean, me and Kenny have spoken about this quite a lot. And it was quite annoying because me and Kenny did a video. I had him on the channel, but I did an interview with him. And somebody actually brought up the question, is there any beef there with you and Nick Strength and Power? And he was like, no, it's squashed. Lo and behold, not for Nick. Not for Nick. God forbid. So the moral of the story is, Nick Strength and Power has no morals. He will create a video. He will call somebody out in said video. He's done it several times. He did it on Phil Heath. He did it on Eddie Hall. If it's news, it's news. My problem is, morally, if you create content, stand by what you create. Don't be the bitch of the industry, Nick, and then start taking said video down just because somebody, gave you backlash. And just an FYI, Nick, You're not a reporter. I'm not a reporter. Dave Palumbo is not a reporter. We have got no reporting background legitimately from educational backgrounds that we did not study any of this. We are glorified fans of the industry that we have access to other people and other sorts of content to put this information out there. The only like realistic person here that's got, you know, more weight in the game, I'd actually say was Dave Palumbo, and I'm not even a fan of Dave. RX Muscle do hold more weight when it comes to, you know, interviews and being, you know, at conventions or shows for interviews, or maybe, you know, Maximum Muscle Report, I think is another one. So I don't see you as a reporter. And I've just seen your new video, which was fucking hilarious, because Nick Strength and Power, guys, I don't know if you know, he's got a cold. But he still soldiered on for all of you to make his 10-minute video. 10 minutes, 7 seconds. Just an FYI, when people do a video over 10 minutes, it's so they can spam it with ads, and that's exactly what Nick Strength and Power did. So it's just, you know, let's get as much money as we can. It's not really about the content for Nick anymore. I made a video about this a few days ago, saying that he doesn't interact with anybody in his comments. And then in his latest video, he must have watched it. He obviously has watched it because he's watching all of my shit to create this video. His last video, the thumbnail was pretty much the same as mine. Title was pretty much the same. He's done this for years. Luckily for Nick, I had a copyright issue I think it was last April, something like that. Don't quote me. So I had to take a lot of my content down because I didn't do the voiceover stuff. It was basically, I had issues with the music I was putting on as the, you know, the background. So I had to take quite literally over 1,000 videos down. But just go back through my videos to the first time I did the red on white thumbnail, and then have a look when Nick did it. Just check the dates, check the times. Nick, you probably are watching this because I presume people will be tagging you in this. If we're going down this road, I don't like doing this back and forth shit. The thing is, when it comes to someone like Eddie Hall, who said he'd slap you, he said it. Obviously, he's got a reputation to uphold, you know, etc., etc. If I see you, brother, I will knock you the fuck out, straight up. I don't bullshit. You step on my toes, mate, that's it, we're done. There's no coming back from it. That's why I say don't come to the UK. If I come to the if I straight up see, I don't care if 10 years goes down the line. I'm a full-time single parent. What pisses me off is I will wake up in the morning, I will put my graft in, I will create all my notes for whatever I'm going to be doing, and I will upload the content. Then I will go about my day. So when my video starts getting traction, little Nicky comes along and goes, oh, well, Williams Fitness has done this story, I'll cover that. And granted, we are going to be covering the same topics. Just don't do it the same as me. If the story is pretty much the same, put your spin on it, put your opinion on it at least. Don't mug me off and try and make out that you're creating very unique and your content is so wonderful. The amount of comments I had, because I did an IG rant on just how fucking shitty you are as a person, saying, yeah, we've seen this, we've noticed, you know, I've had fucking dozens and dozens of DMs saying, yeah, I thought you changed the thumbnail. It was like, no, mate, it's just Nick Strength and Power blatantly going online and ripping off every fucker's content, and that's what you've done, and that's how you've built your channel. You built your channel on the back of other people. I did a few examples. Graciana Barbosa, I was the first person to do the fake weights video on it. It wasn't even Kenny. Kenny did several after that did very well. I did the first one. How heavy are fake weights? I did that video, brother, and you're lucky I'd take that down. That was on about 9 million views. And then you did it and you bought yourself some fake weights, which I liked because it was a different spin on it. However, what you're doing is you're seeing what's popping in the industry and thinking, right, I'll target on that. Makes sense. Does make sense. But don't fucking burn me in the process. Don't be a dickhead. Be fucking original. Man up. Step the fuck up. Whatever content you create, fucking stand by it because you're acting like a fucking pussy. Everybody can see you acting like a pussy. I don't give a fuck how many little heroes you've got in your comments going, oh, we love you, Nick. We love you, Nick. Nick doesn't give a fuck about any single one of you. He genuinely doesn't. Who does he reply to in the comments? Probably 2 people, then goes about his day because he's making bank. He makes bank and he couldn't give a fuck about any of you. I will personally take the time out of my day, all day. If you take the time out of your day to speak to me, I will take my time out because I think you valued your time enough to share something with me, and I owe it to you I don't care how many subscribers I've got. I will try and comment, and reply to everybody. It's the least I can do. I know Kenny's probably going to be doing a video on there. I think we need to do separate videos, and then maybe, if anything comes of this, do a podcast with a few of us. There's other channels that I've even spoke to that have said that you've done this. You are basically pissing off everybody in the industry to make bank. So morally, don't stand on a fucking high horse and say that you've done X, Y, and Z to help Callum, and then in your Instagram comments say, I don't even like him as a person. That just clearly states you did that just for views, just for money. So you're not a reporter, are you, Nick? You're just doing it to make bank, which is fine. Just stand up to that. Don't be a fucking dickhead. Honestly, I can't stand you. I genuinely can't stand you as a person. You are so immorally fucking out of line, and all your shit is all twisted up, brother. Honestly, I don't care what Eddie said, I don't care what Phil said. If I see you, I will knock you the fuck out. It's as clean and clear as that. We don't even need to speak. I will straight up walk up to you and lay you the fuck out. I can't stand you that much. There's not one... I think if Hitler was stood here and you were stood here, you'd get punched first, brother. Straight up. That's how much I dislike you. And it's for the simple fact that I am a single parent. I have my son full-time, who's 4 years old. I'm trying to make a living from doing this. I put my time in. I've gotten people on this year. I'm really putting an effort in this year to make this channel something special. I'm trying to do what you and Louis Marco should have done in this industry and raise it and elevate it. So when you jump on the back of others and then you jump on the back of drama, making out, you giving your professional opinion, you're not a professional in this industry at all. Neither am I. We just have an opinion that just holds a bit of weight on the internet. That's it. That's all it boils down to. Let's not sugarcoat it. You're not a fucking reporter. So you step on my toes, especially when it affects my personal life, when it comes to my son, feeding my family, whatever you want to call it, then I've got a major issue with it. And I've got a major issue with you. So you're probably going to do a video on this and try and claw back some fucking dignity. But you've said what you've said and you've done what you've done. I don't think there's any way out of this for you other than to say, do you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have done 3 fucking videos on the Calm thing. Maybe I shouldn't have, jumped to some random guy's defence being a reporter. Well, that's not what we do. If that's the situation, that's the situation. If you're a reporter, reporters don't report opinion. They report facts. This is where you're slipping in the industry, brother. So I report my opinion because I'm not a reporter. I just say, I think X, Y, and Z might look like this, rah, rah, rah. So you need to stay in a lane. You need to stay in your own fucking lane. You need to start being a little bit more original with whatever's going on. Stop stealing people's fucking content from way back when. And we all noticed that when Nick Strength and Power is doing two videos in a day, it's because views are dropping, brother. My channel is small. Granted, my numbers are high when it comes to subscribers, but I do realise and recognise that a lot of those subscribers came from the Blessing video that got 33 million views. So I'm humble in that. It created, a lot of traction for my channel. So realistically, I'd say my channel's probably sat on 80,000 fans of bodybuilding. I think that's, me being honest and humble about the situation of my channel. I don't make silly views anymore. I make, content that I'm happy with. I stand by everything that I've ever posted, and I will always stand by this video. It will never get taken down. So my message to you, Nick, keep doing your thing. You are doing well. Let's raise and elevate the fucking industry. Let's not do these shots fired shit. Let's not fucking wake up in the morning and watch someone else's video and go, yeah, I'm going to do that. That's exactly what you've done. I woke up, and there's no way on earth, on God's green earth, that you woke up and thought, I know, I'll do a Phil Heath video. And the only reason I had Phil Heath on my thumbnail because I'd just done an interview with Patrick Moore the night before, who stated Phil Heath was going to make his announcement. Then I'd seen The Rock had posted a picture with his daughter. She's joining the WWE. And that wasn't even an issue. I put that in there as sort of a segue for Phil's comeback announcement and maybe for the Athleticon. That's the only reason I kind of put that in. I thought, well, that's a good way I can get from this story to this story, which is exactly what you did, brother, wasn't it? It's exactly what you did. So don't lie and make out you didn't watch my video. You are full of shit. If you're a fan, brother, just click the subscribe, click the notification bell, I know I can't comment or see any of your shit, and that's another reason why you're not really a reporter, because you just want everybody to kiss your arse in the comments. I don't do that. If people have got something negative to say about me or the video, that's fine. That's the whole purpose of the comment section. But not for you, brother, is it? You just want people sucking your arse and saying how amazing you are, Nick Strength and Power. And you're really not. You're really not. You couldn't give a fuck about any of your subscribers, and you've made that quite clear over your past 1,800 videos. You barely interact with any of them, and it just shows the type of person that you are. On that note, guys, I'm going to leave it there. All you Nick Strength and Power fans, jump in the comments. I'd love to hash it out with you. Of how amazing Nick Strength and Power is, how he's shitted on everybody in the industry, how he will quite clearly call people out and then take the video down after he's made bank off it. That's the kind of guy you're all following. A money-hungry, view-hungry, narcissistic arsehole. That's it. On that note, guys, fuck Nick Strength and Power. I stand by everything I've said. If I do see you, I will lay you the fuck out, brother. Honestly, I don't even give a fuck no more. You're a fucking knob. I apologise for the swearing to everybody that's watched this. But on that note, guys, I've been me, you been you. Peace.
Because even though he's a public figure, I felt like this was something really personal that didn't need to be put out there and blasted out to hundreds of thousands of people. Are we really going to stoop to exposing people that they're the father of a child that they don't even know they're the father of yet? Is that where YouTube fitness is really going? As far as I'm concerned, it's done. It never was news, and now it's definitely not news. The record has been set straight, and the only thing that we really are waiting for now is the apology video from Kenny KO.